Do you want to avoid tens of thousands of dollars of property damage this winter? Or maybe you're a new homeowner and you aren't sure where to get started on getting your home ready for colder weather. In this video, I'm going to share with you the only 5 things you need to know as a homeowner to get your home ready for the winter season. I do want to add a caveat. I live in North Texas where our winters are not super intense or super long, but if you do live somewhere where you have brutal weather, these tips will still be helpful, or you could just wise up and move to Texas. So the first thing I want you to do is get your plumbing ready. The last thing you want is for your pipes to explode and have water damage. So you have plumbing inside and you have plumbing outside. The first thing I want to tell you though is figure out where your water shutoff is. In the unfortunate situation you do have a problem, you want to know how to turn that water off. If you have a newer home, it's probably a shutoff in the garage. If you have an older home, it might even be at the street. But know the ways you can turn on and off your water. Most likely you're gonna have problems outside, and people have plumbing outside too. They have their sprinkler system, they have spigots. So take those spigots, drain them. If you have hoses, remove them. You can go to Home Depot or Lowe's and get covers that you put on those spigots, or some people make custom ones with towels and tape it up. You just kind of want to prevent those from freezing. Also outside is your pool. So if you have a pool, you want to make sure your pool equipment is ready. Ideally, you would have it set to kick on when the temperature gets really low so that they're circulating and you don't have major damage related to freezing water. The thing to keep in mind is that water damage can be very problematic. It can be huge insurance claims and major renovations, and not the kind you wanted to make. You want to make that renovation on your plan, not on Mother Nature's timeline. The next thing I want you to do to get your home ready for winter is to inspect your roof. Plenty of roofing companies would be happy to come out and look at your roof. Now they might try to sell you a new roof, but what you want to make sure is they don't have leaks. You don't want water coming into your house. Whether we get snow or just a rainy season, there's more precipitation in the winter and even into the spring. Related to checking the roof though would be to inspect your trees. If your trees overhang your roof, you want to make sure that you don't have dead branches or that there's a likelihood that they could freeze and fall on your house or your driveway or in your pool. So pay attention to your trees as well. The next tip, and this is related to the roof, is clean your gutters. There's a good chance you have leaves in them from the fall season. You want water to be able to escape from the gutters, not pool up in it. Easy to imagine a scenario where your gutters are clogged with all those oak tree leaves and water doesn't escape and now they freeze and they pull off your house. Not a good situation. So clean your gutters. Or a long-term maintenance improvement you can make is to put gutter guards so that they rarely have anything enter into them. The next thing to think about is your windows and doors. Are you letting cold air in? You probably want to do weather stripping to make sure that you don't have cold air coming in underneath the doors or through the windows. You could also do the same thing with your attic and your attic access. You can seal that up to make sure that cold air is not coming in your house. So the 5th tip I have for you is to service your heater. You want to make sure it's ready for winter. And we don't use our heaters a lot in Texas and winters can be short, but the last thing you want, and it could be even a safety problem, is to find that we're having one of those really cold days, 15, 20 degrees, and your heater doesn't work. So take that preventive step to make sure your heater is functioning and that it works well. The other thing to think about is some people are going to use their fireplace for heat. Now, most people have gas, some people have a wood burning fireplace. You may want to clean your chimney if you plan to use the fireplace. And of course, our homes are cozy for us. They're also cozy for animals that want to get in the home, including your chimney. That's a great way to sneak in. So while you're paying attention to the chimney, make sure you have a chimney cap and that there's no access into your house from the chimney. So I wanted to give you a couple bonus tips or at least ideas to consider when you're also thinking about winter. Easy tip, if you have ceiling fans that have a reverse mode, turn that on and switch them counterclockwise. So warm air of course rises. Set your fan so they push that warm air back down into the house, perhaps save a little money on your heating and cooling costs. Secondly, if you're thinking about using a space heater for heat, be careful with that. I was reading a report from Consumer Reports that there are 1,700 house fires a year caused by space heaters, and some of those fires result in deaths. And I'll put the link below for Consumer Reports with advice on how to use and set up a space heater, but be smart about how you use that tool. It can keep you warm, but there's some risk associated with it. So those are my tips for getting a home ready for winter. If you have tips, make sure to leave them in the comments below too. Now, if you want to learn more about homeownership, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in the next video.